So I am in Quartzsite, Arizona. For those not familiar, it's right on I-10, about 125 miles east of Phoenix, which is off that way, and just a few miles from the California state line, which is off that way. Very small town, only about 2,500 permanent residents, but the Bureau of Land Management owns a lot of land out here, and you can camp out here almost for free. It's $180 a year to buy a permit. I say a year, technically the permit only lasts for 7 months, and I'm already about 2 months into the season. But $180 flat fee. The trick is that you have to be self-sufficient. So let's have a look around. All right, so you can see I'm standing on my rooftop and it is tiled with solar panels. I have 1,700 watts of solar up here, and if you can see, I'm going to try to zoom in on it. Out there in the bush, right in the center of the frame, I strung a 100-foot extension cord, and I'm going to set up a wind turbine, a freestanding wind turbine. So we're surrounded on mountains by all sides, and right at the top of that mountain, at the center of the frame, just above the pickup truck with the green canoe on the top, is a whole bunch of cell phone towers on that mountaintop. That's toward the east, going toward Phoenix. And as we swing around, and on that, the tall mountaintop that's right at the center of the frame above the utility pole in the distance. So at the top of that mountaintop is another set of cell phone towers. So we're in a valley almost completely surrounded by mountains, and then off that way, so that's to the north to the town, and in the distance you can see 2 more cell phone towers. So there are cell phone towers all over the place. There's very good reception here. And I just wanted to show, so in the town is off that way. In the distance you can see I-10. Going this way you can see traffic going by. So I'm very close off of I-10, only a few hundred yards. But I can't hear any of the traffic. I'm far enough away and there's nothing for the sound to reverberate off of. So you can't hear any of the traffic. In the town itself, there are a lot of shops and amenities. It's a small town, but you know, there's plenty there for the necessities, and you can see a lot of like the white dots. There's dozens of RV parks in the town. A lot of people come and stay in an RV park because, you know, for the convenience of it, or for whatever reason. They're jammed pretty close together. Not for me. I've also seen some people that were like off that direction. I saw some people that were like way out in the middle of nowhere with no one else for at least a quarter mile around. I kind of like this, where everybody is far enough apart to have privacy when you want it, but close enough together to have community when you want it. Speaking of community, I will show you the calendar of events that they gave me when I checked in, when I paid my $180 permit fee. It is crazy. There are multiple things going on every single day of the week for months on end. So now I will show you how to set up the wind turbine. One person can do it if you're very methodical and if you remember high school geometry. And I know a lot of people, maybe everybody, is like, oh, high school geometry was the worst. But sometimes it actually is useful. So what I need to do is decide where the post is going to go. And that's based on how far can the cord stretch. And what I need is a spike that just sticks up about 8 to 12 inches so that the pole sits down over it. That will keep the base of the pole from moving around. Now, there are 4 anchoring posts. I will say the tie-off for where the anchor lines tie off is about 6 feet in the air. And so if you remember the formula for right angles, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 6 feet in the air is 6 times 6 is 36. If I set each of these 10 feet out to form a perfect square, and I have a measuring tape here, then 10 times 10 is 100. So add those together, you get 136. So 11 squared is 121, 12 squared is 144. So it's between 11 and 12. Let's call it 11 and a half, approximately. And then I take my tape measure and I measure out 10 feet. This is just 3/16" steel cable with a plastic coating. Since these quick links, this here is called a quick link, won't fit over the center post, I have a large carabiner. You can put the I just do that 3 more times. I want to take the wind turbine and lay it on a bench of some sort. This cargo basket works great because I can lay it so that it's facing upright. Okay, now that it's built, I will take down this pole and see you over at the site where we're going to set it up. Because this is so top heavy, it's best to carry the 2 parts separately and put them together on site where you're going to set them up. Set it onto there. All right, so you'll see that there's just a standard box, electrical box, and a weatherproof outlet here. So this motor is a 3-phase motor, and it just so happens that a standard electrical cord has 3 wires in it. So I just set it up so that all 3 wires are always hot. So I just plug that in. It's already plugged in at the top with a wire running down through the pole. I just need to plug it into the charge controller at the other end, and when the motor spins, we've got power. And we're done.